My child, there are seasons when the need to control does not feel like pride. It feels like survival. It feels like the only way to keep your heart from breaking again, the only way to prevent what you fear, the only way to stop life from slipping into chaos. So you think harder, plan more, scan every detail, rehearse every conversation, predict every possible outcome, and keep your inner life braced as though enough vigilance might finally make the future safe. To the outside world, this can look like responsibility, but inside, it often feels like exhaustion. You have been carrying more than the moment in front of you. You have been carrying imagined tomorrows, possible disasters, emotional rehearsals, unfinished outcomes, and responsibilities that were never meant to sit on your chest all day. You have tried to become your own forecast, your own protector, your own strategist, your own source of steadiness. And because the effort has lasted so long, it has started to feel normal. You call it thinking ahead. You call it being prepared. You call it caring deeply. But somewhere underneath all those names, your soul has become tired from trying to govern what only God can truly hold. This is why I am speaking to you now. I am replacing your need to control with the peace of my sovereignty. That sentence may feel unsettling at first, because part of you has built identity around being the one who anticipates, who manages, who compensates, who stays ahead, who holds the room together. You fear that if you loosen your grip, everything may collapse. But what if what is collapsing first is only the illusion that your control has ever been the true source of your safety? What if my peace cannot fully settle in you because your hands are too busy gripping outcomes I never asked you to carry? My child, control is often the nervous system of fear. Fear says, if I can just prepare enough, monitor enough, predict enough, or organize enough, then maybe pain will not reach me again. Fear tells you that calm comes from mastery. Fear tells you that rest must be earned through total awareness. Fear tells you that uncertainty is unacceptable and that your mind must never fully unclench. This is why control feels so urgent. It promises peace, but it delivers strain. It promises safety, but it trains the soul to stay internally mobilized. It promises wisdom, but it often produces agitation. The tragedy of control is that it often disguises itself as love. You say, I only care. I only want to do what is right. I only want to avoid unnecessary pain. And yes, some of that is sincere. But the line between care and control becomes dangerous when your peace starts depending on whether you can hold every variable in place. Love becomes heavy when it carries what belongs to God. Responsibility becomes torment when it crosses into inner rulership. You were never meant to sit on the throne of your own protection. That seat is too heavy for a human heart. Do you know why your spirit has felt so tired? Because you have been trying to perform sovereignty without possessing sovereignty. Only I see every angle. Only I know every hidden factor. Only I understand how every timeline, every heart, every closed door, every delay, every storm, and every unseen mercy are working together. When you try to control life as though you can see what I see, you force your mind to carry a weight it was never built to carry. Your soul was designed for trust, not omniscience. It was designed for surrender, not absolute management. This is why uncertain seasons become such holy ground. They reveal where your trust actually lives. It is easy to talk about sovereignty when the road is clear. It is easy to say God is in control when outcomes are favorable. But when the answer is delayed, when the relationship is fragile, when the future feels unwritten, when the body is tired, when the news is heavy, when life feels too loud, that is when control starts offering itself as a counterfeit messiah. It whispers, take over, tighten, predict, compensate, do not relax, do not trust too much, stay on guard. And many of you have listened to that whisper for longer than you realize. The problem is not that you wanted peace. The problem is that you kept searching for peace in the wrong place. You searched for it in certainty. You searched for it in mental rehearsals. You searched for it in staying ahead. You searched for it in solving tomorrow before tomorrow arrived. But peace does not grow in the soil of control. It grows in the shelter of surrender. The peace of my sovereignty begins where your frantic self-management begins to lose its authority over your inner world. My child, my sovereignty is not cold power. It is loving rule. It is not a distant force that overlooks your tears. It is the steady, wise, holy government of a God who sees what you do not, holds what you cannot, and remains trustworthy when your feelings are too loud to interpret life clearly. When I invite you to rest in my sovereignty, I am not asking you to become passive or careless. I am asking you to stop trying to play God in order to feel safe. That shift is deeper than many people realize. It means you stop equating inner tension with responsibility. It means you stop treating overthinking as faithfulness. It means you stop letting anxiety masquerade as discernment. It means you stop assuming that if you can just find the right angle, the right strategy, the right amount of vigilance, then your soul will finally exhale. Instead, you begin learning a different rhythm. I do what is mine to do, and I release what belongs to God. That sentence sounds simple, but it confronts many hidden idols. It confronts the idol of self-reliance, the idol of total clarity, the idol of emotional insurance, the idol of being the one who always knows how to keep things from falling apart. When these idols are threatened, the soul often panics. That panic is not proof that surrender is wrong. It is proof that something false has been sitting too close to the center. My peace will often disturb the structures your fear built before it heals the exhaustion they created. This is why some of you feel pressure when you try to rest. Rest feels unsafe because your body has learned to equate tension with preparedness. Quiet feels suspicious because your mind has learned to trust movement more than surrender. Stillness feels irresponsible because control taught you that inward bracing is how you prove your care. But I am retraining you. I am teaching you that peace does not mean neglect. It means your soul is no longer trying to govern what only heaven can govern. It means you can show up fully without internally pretending you are the one holding history together. My child, sovereignty means I do not miss details. I do not overlook timing. I do not forget what you asked. I do not fail to see what threatens you. I do not become confused by complicated situations. I do not lose track of hidden motives, shifting hearts, unseen dangers, or the long arc of what I am building in your life. If you truly believed that at the level of your nervous system, not just your theology, much of your inner pressure would begin to loosen, you would not stop caring. You would stop carrying what was never yours. Think about how much of your energy has been spent trying to manage things after prayer, as though surrender were only a brief spiritual moment before anxiety resumed command. You prayed, then rehearsed. You trusted, then spiraled. You released, then silently reclaimed the outcome at midnight in your thoughts. That pattern has made you weary, and I am not condemning you for it. I am calling you out of it. The peace of my sovereignty is not found in one dramatic emotional breakthrough alone. It is found in repeated return, repeated release, repeated refusal to let control take the throne again. This is why I am replacing your need to control, not merely calming it for a moment. I am going deeper than symptom relief. I am touching the root. I am exposing the places where your fear taught you that constant internal management is the price of safety. I am showing you how deeply your identity has been tied to holding things together. I am revealing how often you assume that if you stop carrying the weight, no one else will. But my child, I have always been the one beneath what you fear will collapse. Your control did not keep the world steady. My hand did. There are some of you who learned control in environments where unpredictability hurt you. You became watchful because it felt safer than being surprised. You became self-reliant because help did not feel dependable. You became inwardly strategic because you feared what would happen if you did not stay prepared. I know this history. I know these roots. That is why my invitation is gentle, but it is still an invitation. I will not shame you for how your fear learned to survive. I will, however, refuse to let survival remain your only way of living, because survival is not the same as peace. Survival keeps you scanning. Peace lets you breathe. Survival keeps you rehearsing. Peace lets you remain present. Survival builds identity around avoiding collapse. Peace builds identity around being held by God. The life I am calling you into cannot be sustained by survival mode. It must be sustained by trust, not shallow trust, embodied trust, the kind that changes the speed of your thoughts, the pace of your spirit, and the way your body carries uncertainty. Do you see why sovereignty matters so much? If I am truly Lord, then every storm does not require your private rulership. If I am truly wise, then every unanswered question does not require your obsessive interpretation. If I am truly present, then every delay does not mean danger. If I am truly governing your life, then the future is not hanging by the thread of your anxiety. This is not a call to indifference. It is a call to freedom. Freedom from the exhausting illusion that your tension is what keeps life from unraveling. My child, practical surrender often looks smaller than people expect. It looks like not checking one more time. It looks like not replaying the conversation again tonight. It looks like telling the truth. I have done what is mine to do, and the rest belongs to God. It looks like letting a question remain unanswered for now, without forcing yourself into fear-based research. It looks like allowing your body to soften instead of treating every uncertainty like a siren. It looks like praying and then not crowning panic as the authority over the next few hours. These are not minor acts. They are how sovereignty becomes lived, not merely admired. Some of you have been afraid that if you truly trusted my sovereignty, you would become careless. But real trust does not produce carelessness. It produces clarity. You stop spending energy on false responsibilities and can finally give full attention to what is actually yours. Control scatters your soul across 10 imagined futures. My peace brings you back to the faithful step in front of you. Control creates a life of constant internal emergency. My sovereignty creates a life where the Spirit learns the difference between urgency and obedience. The peace of my sovereignty is not the peace of knowing every answer. It is the peace of knowing who is Lord while answers remain incomplete. It is the peace of remembering that no delay confuses me, no closed door defeats me, no storm threatens my rule, no human heart moves beyond my sight, and no future day will arrive without the grace I already know how to provide. That peace is deeper than circumstance. It is deeper than mood. It is deeper than the need to feel in control. Father, for the one listening who is tired from trying to hold everything together, bring holy release. Break the false agreement between anxiety and safety. Heal the roots that made control feel necessary. Teach them how to trust your sovereignty, not only in thought, but in body, in emotion, in breath, in pace, and in daily life. Let what belongs to you return to your hands. Let what belongs to them become clearer, and replace inner pressure with the deep, steady peace of Christ. In Jesus' name, amen. My child, I am replacing your need to control with the peace of my sovereignty. You do not have to govern tomorrow to be safe today. Let your hands open. Let your mind come lower. Let your heart rest under my rule. I am still God, and that is enough.